fear to faith. So this is a good one. Actually, all of them are good, but I hope your heart is soft enough to listen to these and kind of just pay attention to it and let it speak to you like it spoke to me. So fear is a liar. Fear is loud. It whispers worst case scenarios in your mind. It paralyzes us from moving forward. It makes us believe that the unknown is the reason to panic instead of an opportunity to trust God. We all face fear. Fear of failure, fear of the future, fear of loss, fear of not being enough. And in times of uncertainty, fear tries to take center stage, convincing us that God is distant, that we're alone, that was me, and that we have to figure everything out on our own. But here's the truth, fear is a liar. Today we're going to see what God's Word teaches us about fear and how we can shift from fear-based thinking to faith-filled thinking, because God hasn't called us to be ruled by fear. He's called us to walk in trust, knowing He holds the future. Isaiah 41:13, "For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you." There's something powerful about this verse. God isn't just saying, don't be afraid. He's saying, I am holding your hand through it. That's big, because He doesn't promise an easy life, but what He does promise is that He's going to walk you through it. Think about that. The creator of the universe, the one who spoke the world into existence, is reaching out His hand to you, reminding you that He is right there with you. What does this mean for us? It means you're not facing this fear alone. God isn't watching from a distance. He is holding your right hand through it. His help is personal. He doesn't just send help. He is the help. You can let go of control. You don't have to have all the answers, because you're holding on to the one who does. Psalm 56, 3-4. When I am afraid, I put my trust in you. In God, whose word I praise, in God I trust, and I am not afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? David, King David, the writer of this psalm, knew fear. He was chased by enemies, betrayed, and faced life-threatening situations many times. But notice what he says. When I am afraid, I put my trust in you. He didn't say, I never feel afraid. No, he acknowledges the fear is real. But his response to fear was trust. Fear's biggest weapon? Lies. Fear says, you're alone in this. God says, I am with you, Isaiah 41:10. Fear says, you're not strong enough. God says, my strength is made perfect in weakness, 2 Corinthians 12:9. Fear says, the situation is too big for you. God says, nothing is impossible with me, Luke 1:37. David shows us that trust is a choice. Even when fear shows up, we can choose to shift our focus from the fear to the faithfulness of God. 2 Corinthians 12:9. I love how it goes through all these scriptures, because it just fits perfectly. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. This verse flips everything upside down. We tend to think that we need to be strong. We tend to need to have all the answers. We need to be fearless. But Paul reminds us that God's power shines the brightest when we admit that we are weak. Oh, that was hard to do. What does this mean for us? It's okay to not have it all together. God isn't looking for perfection. He's looking for surrender. Fear is an opportunity to lean into God's power. Instead of trying to fight fear alone, invite God into your weakness. That's big. God's grace is enough. No matter how big the problem, His grace covers it. So how do we overcome fear? First, we acknowledge the fear, but don't live in it. Fear is real, but it doesn't have to control you. Hold on to God's hand. He is walking with you through it. You are not alone. Declare truth over fear. Replace fearful thoughts with God's promises, like these verses that maybe go back and watch this and write down the verses and memorize them to help you get through fear. Declare truth over fear. Replace fearful thoughts with God's promises. Trust God's power in your weakness. His strength is made perfect in your struggle. Fear may knock at the door, but you don't have to let it in. God is with you. He is holding your hand. His grace is enough. So today, choose faith over fear. Walk boldly, knowing that you are never alone. I love this one because for so long I was ruled by fear. Everything. Fear that I wasn't enough. Fear that, no one liked me. Fear of the unknown. Fear of failing financially. Fear of being all alone, But going through this, knowing that He's holding my right hand and He's reaching out when I need Him the most is huge. And going through these verses that we went through in here really kind of spoke to me. Fear says you're alone in this. God says, nope, I'm with you. Fear says you're not strong enough. God says, my strength is made perfect in weakness. Fear says the situation is too big for you. God says nothing is impossible with me. I've been through all of those, and they're all lies that God says, with me, you can do it. I hope you got something out of it. Thanks for watching, and we'll go to day 5 next.